All right, third grade, let's make one final push and see if we can get this project finished. We need to do 3 more of these statements here, and then we are all set. So basically what I'm going to do is what I've been doing before, is I'm just going to right-click on the word when here, or I can right-click on key press, just somewhere on this thing here. Duplicate, and now I've got a second batch of this script and just drop it down to the bottom. I'm going to scroll up so that I can see this a little better. Now this one's going to be quite long. We actually need 7 join statements. So I'm just going to take this noun 1, get rid of it. It's confusing. This noun 2, get rid of it. And this verb 1 and get rid of it. Right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these join statements. We need to put 2 more in. So I'm going to go to the green operator section, bring join apple and banana, and put this in for that last banana. I'm going to do that one more time. So you should see join, you should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 joins, okay? Whew, this is going to be long. So here's how this is going to work. First of all, we've already got when next equals 2, so what do you think we need to do here, right? Next equals 3, so I'm going to change that to 3. In this first part, the sentence is going to start with the word I'd. So I'm just going to click in here, and I'm going to press backspace or delete and get rid of that. Capital I apostrophe D followed by a space, okay? So that's all we need in the first window. In the second window, we need to grab our second verb variable. So I'm going to go to variables, and I'm going to find verb 2, which is right here. I'm going to drag that out and put it in the second space. So I'd space and then verb 2. In this third space, we need to put the words stories about. So I'm going to do a space bar. Put a space in there, S-T-O-R-I-E-S space A-B-O-U-T space. So stories about. Again, if I'm going too fast, just hit the pause button and stop it, and then you can catch up. The next part that we want to do is we need in this join to put our verb number 2, or I'm sorry, we just did verb 2, so we need noun 3. So we're going to go over here to noun 3 and put this in that fourth space. I'd verb 2, stories about, noun 3. In this space right here, we're just going to put the word and. So I'm going to do a space bar, A-N-D, space bar. Make sure you put the spaces after those words or it's going to look kind of funny. So once I've done that, I'm now going to go to noun 4 and put that in after that and. I'd verb 2, stories about, noun 3, and noun 4. So 2 more sections. The easy one is the last one. We're just going to put it in verb 3 over here. So I'm going to go to grab verb 3, put it here at the end where it says banana. Okay. Now we're going to replace this word apple. So I'm going to click on it, hit backspace or delete on my keyboard, and we're going to write to my students and teach them how to. So space T-O M-Y, my, S-T-U-D-E-N-T-S, to my students, space, and, space, teach, space, them, space, how, space, to, space. Okay? So I'm going to pull that over so that you can see it just in case you're missing it. Again, if I'm way too fast, just pause it and then look right here. To my students and teach them how to, and make sure you put a space on the end of that. Okay? Once you've got that all set, we're going to wait for our 1 second, but we're going to switch next right here. We're going to switch this to 4. Okay? And it looks like I got one more mistake. Up here at the top where it says if next equals 2, I forgot to switch this to a 3. So we better switch that one to a 3 as well. Okay? So again, we've got our first one here. Our second one, I just made this change where I said set next to 3. And then this one, it says set next to 4. So we're going to do 2 more of these things right here. All right, so I'm going to right click on this and duplicate it, bring it down here, scroll up a bit so that you can see what's going on here. Now in this one, we don't need quite as many. 6, we only need 6 of these join statements. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This last join statement, it says join to my students and teach them how to verb 3. I'm going to click on this word join and drag and pull this into the middle and delete it. So we only need these 6 right here. I'm then going to grab all these variables and I'm going to drag them to the middle so that they get out of our way. Okay. And so now it says I had Apple stories about Apple and Dapple Banana. That's kind of funny in and of itself, I think. But anyway, here's what we're going to do. We are going to switch this next to 4, and we are going to switch this next to 5. Okay, so this top next equals 4, and then this bottom one set next to equal 5. And now we're going to continue to type in our story. So in this very first box, we're going to start the sentence off by saying the very. So THE space VERY space, right? The space, very space. And then in this second join box, we are going to put our adjective 1. So I'm going to come over here to adjective 1. I'm going to drop this in, that second space just right there. This next part's going to be a little bit long, and so you might have to pause it here when we do this, but basically what I'm going to type in is part about being a teacher would be taking a. So I'm going to do space, P-A-R-T, space, A-B-O-U-T, space, B-E-I-N-G, space, A, space, T-E-A-C-H-E-R, space, W-O-U-L-D, space, B-E, space, T-A-K-I-N-G, space, A, space. So part about being a teacher would be taking a and then space. All right, again, pause it if you need to, and then you can kind of copy this down. All right, in the next join, we're going to put the vehicle. So we've got this variable called vehicle. We're going to put it in this fourth spot right there. Okay, and we are also, while we're at this, let's grab adjective 2, and we are going to skip a spot and put it here. All right, and actually, you know what? I might be wrong. We are going to need another join statement. I should have taken that out. So I'm going to go to operators, and I'm going to bring out join. I'm going to put it in this last banana. And in this last part where it says banana, I'm going to switch this to noun 5. So I'm going to go back to variables, bring out noun 5, and put it right in there. So now we have the very adjective 1 part about being a teacher would be taking a vehicle and blank. Okay, so we've got to change this and to on field trips to. So we're going to do space ON space FIELD space TRIPS space TO space. Again, making sure you're putting spaces at the beginning, at the end. On field trips to, pause the video if you have to. Adjective 5, and then in this last join here, we are going to do space places, PLACES, like the zoo, or to see a space. All right, so let me pull this out so that you can see it a little bit. So this should be places like the zoo or to see a space. Okay, so that's basically what we've got in this last one. Again, pause the video if you have to take a look and make sure that you've got your story the way it should be, or you can replay this section. And then the final thing, we're going to do this one final time, okay? And we are going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these join statements. So I'm going to right click on when space key is pressed, and I'm going to duplicate this, bring it down, okay? And this is our last statement. So what we're going to do for our last statement is we're going to say if next equals 5, up here, so change that 4 to 5. We'll keep this say next equals 5 because that's fine. We don't have any other numbers, so just leave that alone. It's not going to be a big deal, okay? And here's what we're going to do now. In this very first box, we are going to change the very, and we're going to say sharing, SHARING space, okay? Take out adjective 1, so sharing, and then take out adjective 1. And this is now going to be noun 6. Okay. In this second join, whoops, we are going to click on that, and we're going to put together and stories about. So space, TOGETHER, AND, STORIES, ABOUT. So sharing blank and together and stories about. And then in this next join statement, we're going to add our noun 7. So I'm going to click over here, get rid of that vehicle, drag it to the middle, grab noun 7, put it here where it says apple there. Okay. And we're going to type here in this next statement, would be a really. So space, WOULDBEAREALLY, space. So again, space would be a really, space, pause it if you have to. Get rid of adjective 2. All right, bring in adjective 3 and drop that in there where it says apple. All right, and then in this last part right here, we are going to just we don't need this last join statement, so I'm going to click and drag and bring that into the middle to get rid of it. And then where it says banana there, we're going to just put space JOB period. Okay, and then that should pretty much do it. So you can pause it here. Sharing noun 6 together and stories about noun 7 would be a really adjective 3 job. All right. And then you should now be able to click on the play. If you want to maximize your screen so you can see it really big, that's what this button here is. You can go ahead and click on the green flag, and it's going to start taking you through your Mad Lib, okay? So you can start seeing what kind of goofiness you can come up with. All right, I'm just going to start typing junk words just to get through it, just to make sure it all. Now we press the space bar to tell the story, and you can see I'd like to teach grade 123 when I go up, and you can see that it's starting to cycle through the story just like it's supposed to with all those words that I've typed in. So if you have the time and you want to write down your Mad Lib and send it to me, I would love to hear what your stories sound like. I'm sure that'd be funny. Otherwise, have yourselves a great week, and everybody stay safe and healthy, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.